Hi everybody and welcome back to the KIFF Studio. Today I'm joined by David and Jelena Lützel, who's the Deputy Film Festival Director. And Jelena, I wanted to ask you today about how you came to be involved with KIFF.
Yeah, it's actually a funny story, Joe. So I graduated from university in January 2020. So afterwards, there was a whole lot of time that I had. And me and my colleagues started talking about what we wanted to do with that time and what we wanted as graduates from the university and upcoming filmmakers. And we really thought that Kingston needed a platform for independent film and cinema. And so we started an online film festival in 2020, in the first year of lockdown. And it was international, and we had a lot of filmmakers from all over the world engaging in it. And we streamed it all on YouTube, and we had lots of people interacting, and it was really nice. So we thought we keep going. And last year then we had a small event for our awards evening. And just shortly before that, I think David reached out to us with his idea of making KIFF. And we started talking and just realized that we had the same goals and ideas for a festival. Yeah. So we decided to collaborate and make it something really big.
What a brilliant idea. And a brilliant way actually to sort of get the ball rolling. Go small, keep it very focused, and then start to roll it out into the big wide world, which you're doing this year, of course.
Yes, indeed.
Rolling it out into Kingston upon Thames for the weekend. And I know that you've got Mike Newell on board now, which is a huge coup. He's one of the patrons of the film festival. Tell us how that's changed things for you.
Yes, himself and Dame Vanessa Redgrave. I think it's, as a first year film festival, it's really difficult to get noticed. And what Mike does is he brings stature to it, he brings gravitas to it, and newspapers want to talk to him about it. So we end up with the sort of press coverage we had in The Guardian and Variety, and that's made a huge difference to us moving forward. And also, he's a great guy, he's passionate about this, he rolls his sleeves up and gets involved.
He's the patron of the festival, but he's also going to do a Q&A, we hope, and he's going to be one of the jurors. So
yes,
when you submit your work for KIFF, you know that people like Mike Newell and Vanessa Redgrave are going to be having a look at it.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say?
And hopefully we're talking to some literary agents as well at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And Jelena, you had a good chat with Mike Newell. That must have been very exciting.
Well, I was so nervous, I can tell you, because I grew up with Harry Potter. I was a huge fan of the books first, but then of the films as well. And when I started to look into filmmaking and wanted to become a filmmaker myself, obviously I watched the films again and again and studied everything behind it. So yeah, I was really nervous, but I didn't have to be. Mike is so lovely and he's so easy to talk to. He has so many great ideas. Yeah, we were just talking about the space and what KIFF means to us and to him and to me and the ideas we had. It was really, really good. And he's so engaged with everything. And like, even though there's obviously big age difference, it felt like we had the same ideas and the same visions for the festival. And he's not just like on the outside, like just being a patron, being a name to the festival. Like David said, he is so engaged and he gets involved all the time.
And why is that, do you think? Is it because he wants to see that the British film industry is keeps going and is nurtured, in the sense that I think we face an uncertain future sometimes. And I think that having him on board, having other filmmakers like him, it feels like they're very invested in your future, in the future of filmmaking.
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say. I mean, he if you hear him speak about it, he is concerned what's happening in the industry. The big streamers come in and it becomes all about the small screen and not so much about the big screen, I think. And that's something, yeah.
We're at risk of losing a big part of our heritage, aren't we, if we don't keep the filmmaking business alive in the face of all of this?
Yeah, very much so.
Let's just take a look at some highlights of the conversation between Jelena and Mike Newell.
What do you think of this space?
Well, I think it's terrific, and I think it adds a whole new notion to the festival, which is that there is a place where people who have been watching the films can come and possibly even meet the people who made the films or were involved with the films. It's a kind of workspace as well, that if people want to actually make stuff, they want to shoot interviews, then here is a very good place for it to be. It's a marvelous advertising space You know, here are the films for tomorrow or the day after. It's a kind of working club room, a very vibrant working club room. I think there should be coffee. I think there should be tea. I think there should be simple food.
We have a kettle at the moment and some.
Well, you'll do better than that ultimately. Yes, you will. And I think that it's a wonderful place for people to simply hang out and do gossip and exchange of views. The big thing about a festival is that people would exchange views, addresses, names, and this is a really good place for it. I mean, if this were a kind of center for the festival and a point of identity for it as well, would be great.
Yeah, I think so too.
Make it the identity space, you know?
The identity space, I like that.
Yeah.
If you could do anything in here, what would you do? What's the first thing that you would use this space for?
To use it for?
Anything.
Well, what I think is that people who have made stuff, which is either in the festival or not in the festival, should be able to come along here, and they should be able to plug their computers in and say, this is what I made.
Yeah. What's the thing you're looking forward to the most in June when we actually have the festival?
I would say festivals very often get hooked on showing the next big release or the movie that is going to make reviews in The Guardian and stuff like that. And I don't think that's what you want. I think you want people who would bring their own stuff along and be able kind of to defend it. Those kind of moments of freshness and inventiveness and whatnot, that's what you want out of the movies, not simply somebody who's had, I've had my film in Madrid and in Israel, and then there was a festival that we went to up in Iceland, and you start to think to yourself, well, how many festivals do you want to go to? I mean, you know, it would be great to have as much new stuff as you possibly could, but if it is that, it's got to be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've been reviewing, pre-selecting films for a couple of different festivals in the last few years, and I think, you come. Festivals
are always made by you, so you would call yourself, I would call you a programmer, right? And a festival is always made by the programmers, by the people who actually see the movies and say, no, not that one, but that one.
Yeah, and I think it's like often you watch a film and you feel something. It transports something.
Sure.
It might be an idea, something. It feels
absolutely.
more than with the other films, and then you
I
know
completely
this is the
agree
film.
with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Jelena, you must be really excited about Mike coming on board, and all the others as well. Let's see what Kingston has to offer on the 24th to the 26th of June. Thanks so much. Don't forget to like this edition and subscribe to our channel for more updates on KIFF. See you soon.